Excuse me. Okay. It's been 1 minute past 8 or 9 for me, and you're already nagging my ass off. Okay. So I'm gonna wait a little, and then I'm going to start. And I really don't feel like doing this. So I'm probably not going to be able to pronounce everything in the right way. And I'm not going to look every word up just to check if I'm pronouncing it the right way, because no, it's just not me. What are you laughing at? Okay, so we're gonna wait a while, and then I'm gonna show you Misu's house again, because that's the only thing that's good in my life, and that's his house. So, updates on Misu. He's been hiding for like 8 days or something, and it's because he's due to shedding. So I'm sorry, I'm tired. I slept 10 hours, but I'm still tired. That's just living la vida loca or something. Okay, so I'm gonna start. So the fanfiction I'm going to read is, I have to readjust screen. 12 Days by made.by.bees on fanfiction.net. So I'm going to start with day 0. So if you've opened your tablets which you're reading along, please do, because I'll probably skip some sentences because I'm a blind fucking bat. Okay, here we're gonna go. I can't. This is so strange. Imagine if I started with the explicit one. I'm going to hate my life if my mom walks in. Luckily she has visitors, so. Okay. Day 0. 1. I'm not going to be looking at this. We speak Dutch. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm not going to respond anymore because I'm going to go back to my story. Yeah, okay. Day 0. 1. Come on, Harry, Ron pressed, picking up a box of truffles and examining it. It'll be great. No, said Harry firmly. No, it will not be great. It'll be humiliating and awful, and I'm not doing this. You spent a bloody year pining, Ron replied. I'm sick of it. Does Hermione like coconuts? I know she either loves it or hates it. I just can't remember which. I have not been pining, Harry said, and she loves it. Remember macaroons last week? Ron's eyes lit up. Oh yeah, okay, great. That's 6 days down, 6 to go. Do you really think he's going to say no? It's 12 bloody days of Christmas. It's impossible not to be wooed by that. I'm out of breath, sorry. I don't even have asthma, okay. How many days do you think I can get away with chocolates? 1, Harry replied. You ask me that every store. 1 book, 1 box of chocolates, 1 pair of earrings, 1 of each. Pick out a box of chocolates, Ron demanded. Do it now. And if you don't, I'll tell him myself, in the middle of the Great Hall. Tonight. You want that? You want everyone to know? You want him to find out that way? Harry glared at him. You wouldn't. I absolutely would, Ron said. I told you I'm sick to death of your whining. 12 days of Christmas. 12 anonymous days. It starts tomorrow. You're out of time to drag your heels. We're not leaving Honeydukes until you pick something. For bloody Merlin's fucking bit. So done. Harry crumpled. He pulled the first thing he saw off the shelf. There, okay? It's a gift. Peppermints in a tin snowman? Suppose you could do worse. Harry looked down at what he was holding and groaned. Ron, please. I'm not kidding. I'll tell everyone if you don't go through with this, he threatened. Do you understand me? Everyone. Either everyone finds out tonight, or you give him 12 anonymous gifts. It's not going to stay anonymous, and you know it, Harry snapped. You and Hermione are going to gang up on me on Christmas Day and force me to tell him. I have to scroll down. Okay. Well, of course, Ron replied. Still, though, tonight in front of everyone, or in 12 days, just the two of you. Your choice. Harry narrowed his eyes. I hate you. Fine, now start shopping, bitch. Harry and Ron were camped out in their dorm. I'm sorry, I can't. Okay, I'm done. I got it. Yeah. In the dorm wrapping gifts, Neville, Dean, and Seamus were hanging around, laughing at the sentimentality of it, and bothering Harry relentlessly about who his gifts were for. Harry stayed silent, angrily wrapping the bloody peppermint snowman. It wasn't fucking square. How the bloody hell was he supposed to get it to look decent? This is highly suspicious, Seamus said, dropping to the floor and going through the pile of gifts. Peppermints? Fine. Chocolates? Yes. A crystallized rose? Stupid, but normal. All this, though? Tentacular leaves? An advanced potions book? What the hell, Harry? He rolled his eyes. Shut up, Seamus. Leave me alone. If I didn't know better, I think you were trying to woo Malfoy. Seamus said. For fuck's sake, Harry muttered. Really, Malfoy? Really, Malfoy? Or Snape, Dean suggested helpfully. They're the only two daft enough to enjoy potions. You're ridiculous, Harry snapped. Leave me alone. There are only 11 gifts here, Neville said suddenly. What about the other one? Harry ground his teeth together. Maybe, just maybe, I didn't want to broadcast this through the entire tower, he said. Potentially, it's somewhere else, somewhere you can't see them. Ron grinned, carefully labeling a small package day 3. It's too obvious, he said. He'd give himself away. You all need to shut up, Harry yelled. I really want to yell this, but it's too much. This is none of your business. Besides, Ron's making me. He scrawled day 2 on the paper and set it aside. He moved on to day 2. A candle that came in a box. A square box. Harry relaxed a little. Dean picked up a box containing an eagle quill. Must be someone stuck up, he mused. An eagle quill? Really? Harry snatched it back. Stop it. It's not about being stuck up. It's about nice things. You're terrible at rapping, Harry, Seamus said, looking at the mangled snowman. Whoever you're trying to isn't going to be impressed. Harry gave up, or overreacted. It was hard to tell which. He whipped out his wand and cast a mufflieto and a concealment charm. This was humiliating enough without commentary. Ron, I hate you, he mumbled, finishing with the candle and moving onto the quill. I really fucking hate you. You won't be saying that on Christmas, Ron replied. Not when he melts into your arms. He's not going to melt, Harry said. He's going to punch me. Not after everything you've gotten him, Ron argued. Aside from being a materialistic prick, your gifts are actually decent. You'll be fine. I won't, Harry protested. This is going to be awful. You're so pessimistic, Ron said lightly. Have a little faith, would you? No, I won't. Okay. Harry didn't want to go to breakfast. He really didn't want to go. Ron yelled at him for a solid 10 minutes before Hermione came up and took his place. Eventually, they had to resort to threatening to announce it to the Great Hall, which Harry was getting really sick of. But had... Sorry. Okay. So he got out of bed, got dressed, and trudged down to the hall, Ron and Hermione each taking an arm and preventing him from running away. They walked in just as the post arrived. Harry hurried to an empty seat and busied himself with breakfast. He couldn't look up. He refused. Pancakes and orange juice. That's all he would do. 12 days of this. That was a pretty small number, 12. Less than 2 weeks. He didn't have to tell him on Christmas Day. He could just tell Ron and Hermione he had been rejected and didn't want to talk about it. Ron elbowed him. Harry, look. No. I'm going to describe it to you if you don't watch, Ron threatened. Fine, whatever, I'm not looking. Okay, fine, Ron said irritably. I didn't want to have to skip breakfast to narrate your life to you, but I'm just that good a friend. A barn owl just swooped down and dropped the package off in front of him. He's smirking, showing off to his friends that he's already getting gifts, I assume. Now he looks confused, probably because there's no note or card or anything. I think, hang on. Harry waited none too patiently, stabbing his pancakes with his fork. What is it? He asked eventually. Crabbe pointed at something on the package, and then Pansy took it from Malfoy, and I'm not sure, looking confused and angry and jealous. Malfoy snatched it back, and now he's opening it. Monarchy. Please don't fucking do this to me. I said oil, not orky. I can't get the image out of my head, okay. Harry couldn't stop the blush from creeping up his neck, and he continued to mutilate his pancakes. And now he looks more confused, Ron snorted. He's probably never gotten such a cheap gift before. Pansy's reaching for one of the ends, and he slapped her hand away. Seems he wants this gift all to himself. What a git. Anyways, Ron's words were drowned out by a blast from the cracker. It echoed through the hall, followed by a ringing silence, and all heads turned towards the Slytherin table. Ron laughed. The smoke's cleared. He's standing up and taking a bow. Show off, like a bloody cracker is a big deal. Now everyone's laughing. I can hear, Harry snapped. Fine, I'm sorry. Anyway, he's putting on the top hat. You should probably look up. I bet you'd find it dashing or something I don't want to think about. Slytherin colored balloons. Those are by the ceiling now. I can't see if there's anything else. Harry glanced around. Everyone had returned to their previous conversations, and it seemed safe enough to sneak a peek over at the Slytherins. That was how Harry learned Draco Malfoy looked really, really good in a top hat. It didn't help that he was smirking or had a slight blush, and that his eyes were sparkling. Harry rolled his eyes at how pleased Malfoy was with just a Christmas cracker. But, well, he did look very attractive. Harry returned to his pancakes. Was that really so bad? Ron asked. Shut up, Harry snapped. Then Hermione's gift arrived, and it was also a cracker. The following explosive bang and cloud of smoke served to distract Harry, at least a little bit. A shower of snow fell over her, which made Harry smile, and the bright pink wizard's hat she donned was enough to make him laugh. He just focused on her hat and not Malfoy's, because that was just much better. She also got a kazoo, though Seamus took it from her before she could give it a go, and spent the rest of lunch being as loud and obnoxious as possible. Annoying, yes, but any distraction was welcome. Okay, just a small piece now. Harry saw Malfoy again at lunch. He purposefully arrived early to avoid him, but it didn't work. The great hall was mostly empty, making him all too obvious. He was leaning against the end of the table with Blaise, probably waiting for the rest of his friends to arrive. Harry stumbled, and Ron had to grab his arm to prevent him from falling. It's just a hat, Hermione said quietly. Is it really that bad? No, Harry snapped, taking a seat. Harry snaps a fucking lot in this fic. Like, snap! Okay. Good, I'm glad it doesn't bother you, she said, adjusting her bright pink hat. Well, it doesn't, Harry said. He could do this. He'd just have to keep his eyes on his meal and he'd be fine. As long as he didn't see Malfoy, there wouldn't be a problem. Hey, Granger! Harry squeezed his eyes shut. The last thing he needed was a voice in his head. Got the short end of the hat stick. I'm enjoying myself quite a bit, thank you very much, she replied loftily. Loftily, where was I? Yeah, I find making people laugh the greatest gift of all. Malfoy snorted. I drastically prefer to garner attention by flaunting my looks, rather than having to draw attention away from my watch it, Malfoy, Ron interrupted with a glare. Don't you dare insult her. Aw, the weasel standing up for his girlfriend, Malfoy simpered. How very touching. If I hadn't spent the whole day being fawned over, I dare say I wouldn't have the patience to put up with you. Harry was not pleased. He hadn't meant for everyone to be distracted by Malfoy's looks, nor had he expected him to be such a prat, but he supposed it was only his fault for feeding his ego. Stop it, Harry said. Come on, Professor Slughorn's already looking over here. Do you really want to spend the holiday in detention? Harry's right, Hermione said, laying a hand on Ron's arm. It's not worth our time. Malfoy said something under his breath, and Blaise snickered, but at least that was the end of that. And while Harry did sneak one glance at Malfoy during lunch, it was only one, and nobody noticed. All in all, he felt pretty good about it. Last part. I feel like all my salvia is just getting sticky and stuff because of the reading and the talking. Yeah, just forget about that comment, okay? Dinner was not good. Why? When is dinner not good? Anyway, Dean and Seamus sat opposite Harry, sporting identical knowing smirks. Harry didn't like the look of that at all, and struck up a very loud, very boring conversation with Hermione about their potions homework. Dean and Seamus waited patiently, and when Hermione had finally talked herself out, Harry started in with Ron on who would be playing at the next World Cup. But Ron's mouth was too full to talk properly, and Harry found himself at the mercy of his housemates. Well, Seamus said. That was subtle, Dean added. The very pinnacle of subtlety. Seamus continued. I don't know what you're talking about, Harry said, focusing on his food. You decide to pull some 12 days of Christmas stunts, and the very next day Malfoy gets a gift, Seamus said. We were watching the mail very carefully, Dean said. Only Malfoy, Hermione, and a third-year Ravenclaw got packages. After some reconnaissance, I'm done. We ascertained that her mail was nothing more than a book she needed for extra credits. Harry stared at them. Reconnaissance. Fucking hell. My French was never good, okay. Even though it's... Never mind. We have connections in every house, Harry, Seamus said seriously. If we need to know something, we'll know it. Harry rolled his eyes. You're bloody ridiculous. Do you really think I'd send a package during breakfast when everyone could see? I'm not that daft. Dean's face fell, but Seamus was smirking. That's not where you sat last night, he replied. Before you charmed us out, you were quite clearly complaining about how everyone would notice. Yeah, and then I changed my mind, Harry said slowly, as if Seamus was entirely stupid. I might be slow, but I'm not an idiot. Seamus eyed him carefully. We'll be keeping an eye on the situation. A very close eye. Whatever. On the way back to the tower, Ron glanced around to make sure they were alone and grinned. Nice save, Harry. Just so I know, when did you send the gift? Harry flushed. Now, just after dinner. So they want to brag about it in the middle of the Great Hall. Too bad you didn't actually do that, Hermione said. It would have been quite clever. But then he wouldn't have gotten to oogle Malfoy all day. Ron said, still grinning. Isn't that right, Harry? Whatever. And you wouldn't be able to see his face when he opens the packages, Hermione said. Even if you need me to narrate it to you, Ron added. Whatever. And that's the end for today. How long have I been reading? Fuck! It's already been 20 minutes. What the fuck? Okay, so yeah. That's, I feel tired. Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do this every Sunday around this time. And I'm probably going to save this video too. So when people want to read more, listen to my annoying voice more, then yes. And thank you. I'd like to bow, but I can't because I'm in bed. So next Sunday I'll do, I don't know, day 2, I guess. Day 2 and day 3. And that's about the same size as it right now. So I'm going to end this, and thank you for watching, whether you do it right now or after I post this in my story. I appreciate it, and I hope I can save this in my highlights.